Okay, guys, so today I'm making an economic video talking about something, and it's really alarming to me, and it should be very alarming to you. Um, Today, last night, my checking account was it can't be accessed because of security reasons, and it did to me on a Saturday evening. And apparently, this has been going on a little more than what you think. Um, it's been going on with other people as well. So let's get into talking about this real quick. But there's also other people online from other banks saying the same thing, that they're not able to get access to their banking account, stuff like that. The banks are declining charges and everything else. They're trying to keep money in the banks, what they're doing. And I really have no doubt that I'm going to clear this whole thing up pretty easy. But I'm expecting that that I may not be able to clear this whole thing up that easy. I really am not sure. I got to go talk directly to the bank themselves, and we can see what will happen there. I got a physical paper check right now that I can get cash directly in, gas stations or whatever, Walmart, whatever. I might just have to call them. Might have to call somebody for Walmart or something. I don't know. Last time I tried to get a check cashed, they said I needed to call somebody. They declined me because they said all I had to do was make a small telephone call, and I'm not exactly sure what the deal is there. But the truth of the matter is, we need to stop dealing with banks. Period. I'm going to show you some things here and why we should stop dealing with banks real fast. This is let's see, anyone have problems with Woodforest? My wife went to KFC to get food, and it was declined. Swiped again, and it asked for a PIN, and then went to Wendy's to get Frosty again, declined. My son also banks at Woodforest, and he can't pay any of his bills. Keeps declining. Would call, but it's after 5, and they are closed. So they're closed, and it's after 5. Okay. So to me, that happened yesterday evening. For me, that happened yesterday evening at 10 o'clock. I went to Bojangles, and I got a small bite to eat at Bojangles yesterday at 2:30. Then at 10 o'clock that evening, it declined close to 11 o'clock. I was at Walmart last night at that time. And of course I had my gun with me. But I was at Walmart at that time. I prefer to go late in the evening, like 8, 9 o'clock, at least minimum 8, 9 o'clock, later in the evening time. I go Saturday, but I go late because I cannot stand that bump buggies and and kick the old lady out of the way and stuff like that type culture that comes with daytime Saturday shopping. It's just not for me. I just want to have peace, and I want to go on about my life and my business, and I'm not trying to be an asshole to everybody. So the bottom line is, I just would prefer to go on in the evening times. Well, at 10 o'clock last night, my card didn't go through. Well, 10:30. I think it was like 10:45, and my card didn't go through. I got a new pair of glasses too, by the way. And those charges went through for my glasses and everything. I got these at Walmart. No problem at all. No problem at all with my glasses. Okay, so let's see. This was actually just 3 days ago. Actually, let's see. This was put up on October the 19th. Sunday, October the 19th is when they made this thing. So that tells you something. That's really recent. Today's the No. Wait a minute. When was this made? Let's see. This was published in June 2024. So actually, this one wasn't that new, but still, it tells you the way that banks are going. Because when we look at it from June of last year till now, the way that banks are going. My bank used to be a 7-day-a-week bank, and they're not a 7-day-a-week bank no more. And they've been closing more branches this year alone. I think they were closing 18 more branches this year or something like that, or 9 or 18 or something like that. But anyway, U.S. banks closed 51 branches across the country in the first 3 weeks of June. The figures suggest let's see, more than 400 bank branches have closed so far in 2024. 400 bank branches, right here. Okay, here. 400. Come on. Stop that. 400 bank branches have closed so far in 2024. And June the 2nd to June the 23rd, Woodforest National Bank closed most branches. Closed most branches. 29 overall, states including Ohio, New York, and Virginia. Bank of America closed 9 branches in the same period. So one closed 29 overall. The other one closed 9 branches. Bank of America closed 9 branches right there in the same period. Very interesting stuff we're living in. The U.S. debt. This is one that was like, God almighty, look at that. $38 trillion in debt. $38 trillion in debt. I mean, there's no way we'll ever get rid of that debt. I'm not going to even get into that. That's ridiculous. I'm not even going to even talk about it. U.S. total debt, $104 trillion. This thing here, I can't get out of my way, this thing here. So, let's see. I don't know. I can't get this thing to go out of my way. I tried, no matter how I do. Close. Oh, there we go. Okay, there we go. Secret window. Okay, close. Couldn't figure it out a minute ago. I'm trying to find a U.S. unfunded liability, which is trying to hide from me. Local debt. Zillion. We're not in the trillions, we're in the zillion. 2. State debt. No, we're in the trillions, sorry. Yeah, we're in the trillions. I thought we was in the zillions there for a second looking at it. I guess I'm just tired. Where is it at? The unfunded liability. It's usually a really high number. U.S. vendor spending. God. Anyway, I guess they don't show the unfunded liability debt in here anymore. Guess they want to hide that from people now. But anyway, we're $38 trillion in debt. Sorry about that, guys. Okay, finances are getting tighter. U.S. car repossession surges more Americans default on auto loans. This was just this one was done. Let's see. This is actually a real recent report. I can't remember when it was done. I looked it up and it was real recent. Anyway, it says right here, this was like really recent report. but finances are getting tighter. U.S. Car repossessions surge as more Americans default on auto loans. So yeah, this is like, this was talking about Wall Street recent collapse, and let's see, alarm bells are ringing on Wall Street. The recent collapse of Tricolor, a used car seller, a subprime auto lender, and First Brands, an auto parts supplier, have put the finance industry on edge. Almost 2 decades after problems in the subprime mortgage lending market set the stage for the global financial crisis. They kind of realize something's going on. They're starting to get scared right now. Their hands are shaking about this whole thing. See, this was October, Friday the 17th, October 2025. So that's when this whole thing was done. Okay. So then this right here too. This was done. This was done back in July 2025. I don't know how it skipped by me, but it says mortgage delinquencies are exploding. What smart investors see coming? This is Forbes magazine too. It's not like another one here. This was the Guardian. Let's see, the Guardian right here. And so we're not talking about some kind of crazy fringe thing that I come about. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to close my bank account, okay? Because I don't know if I trust Woodforest anymore, so I'm going to close my banking account. I've been with them for a long time. They've been a great bank, but I've been having some other kind of troubles out of them. So what I'll probably do, I'll probably go to People's Bank, which is just a basic thing. It's kind of like, I think it's kind of a, it says People's Bank in, People's Bank NC. Let's see, I looked them up. Let's see, People's Bank. Yeah, People's Bank, North Carolina checking and savings accounts. And then there's also Work Together Building Success, People's Bank. I don't know how many People's Banks they have across the United States. I'll look it up here in a second. Or I'm going to go to this, Truist, which is old BB&T, the old BB&T. Now, and they merged with I can't remember who they merged with. I know the place. It was a fairly big bank they merged with, and they were a good bank too. That bank that they merged with. So that was two banks that merged together. So I think they are a little bit safer. I'm not exactly sure. They have certain criteria that's a little different. So let's see here. Let's see here. Locations. North Carolina branches. Let's see here. I don't know if this is a local North Carolina bank or not. Maps. See what we can pull up. Well, it doesn't seem like there's too many of them. Kind of like some right here and around this area. One up there, stuff like that. So anyway, they're supposed to be a good bank. My friends told me about them, so I'll probably end up trying to go to them. And I've always heard they're a good bank. They're a little small local bank, I guess, but I know people that's had them in the past. They're a good bank. So the thing about it is we really need to start looking at things and start to understand that some things are just like not doing too good out here in this world. The banking system's completely falling apart, and we need to start thinking about having our money, but we also need to start thinking about getting us some guns and stuff like that. Let me pull up Ammunition Depot real quick, and I'll just try to look for some basic ammo real fast. So let's just take a quick peek here. Just some basic 9mm ammo. Let's see how much it costs. $65 for 300 rounds. Alright, boy, wake up. My dog's in there sleeping. Let's see. On sale. Manufacturer, brand, caliber. Usually says bulk ammo somewhere. Here we go, bulk ammo. And I'm just going to look up pistol ammo while I'm at it. And then I'm going to sort by caliber. Let's see, here we go. Alright, standard. $225 for basic 9mm brass. This is a bag that you can have to go with it. 1,000 rounds, $224. And then you got Spear Lawman, that's 1,000 rounds. 1,000 rounds. So yeah, $234, which really isn't that bad. If you need ammo, it's a lot of ammo to get, and they'll ship it right to your doorstep if you can get it that way. So, guys, the truth of the matter is, when stuff like this starts happening, especially to somebody like me, and I'm always stable. People are just, I'm stable. I'm very, very stable. My money's always stable. I know exactly how much money I'm spending. I keep a check on my banking account very regular. I got the app. I download the app. I have all this stuff right there ready to go. And I'm able to just check on my banking account at any given time quickly through the app. So if something like this happens to me, I'm getting shut out of my account. Everything else, there's something going on big time. And they really, I don't think my bank likes me using my account for online purposes either. So it's something to think about. Start thinking about yourself and get yourself in a position. Get yourself into a position to where you're in good shape. Because it's starting to look bad out there, buddy. And the truth of the matter is, too, also, I'm in luck that I have while this crisis is happening with me, and I haven't been able to use my money all day, I'm also lucky that I also have cash in hand and a credit card to back me up also. So that's something you need to probably think about doing, too, is maybe get you a credit card of some type, even if you got to start out with like a secured credit card where you just give so much money. And even if you can't get a secured credit card, you say, well, I can't get a secured credit card. You can get an OpenSky credit card, and then you can build up from that. Then you can start applying for better credit cards, a little bit better credit cards, or you can just apply for better secured credit cards, and then finally go up to better credit cards. So it takes like $250 to get one going, and OpenSky is a really good one to get about anybody going. They don't even do a credit check to start your credit card. They put it on your credit, but they don't do a credit check to start your credit card, and the money is refunded to you after a year. After a year, the money is of perfect use. I think they give you the money back, or they give you the money back at the end of what time you stop using that credit card. So they'll build up your credit though anyway. So basically, get an OpenSky credit card, or any kind of credit card. Really, Discover Bank actually has a really good credit card, but I think Discover got bought out by somebody, if I remember straight. I can't remember who, But if I'm not mistaken, I think Discover got bought out. No, yeah, they did. It got bought out by Capital One. Capital One bought them out. But Capital One also has a prepaid credit card too. So that's how I started rebuilding my credit back up, because I had no credit at all. I was just running around paying cash on everything. And at some points, I didn't have any kind of anything at all. So kind of think about that. Just kind of realize that, be careful with how you do with your money and everything else. And if you have to, I wouldn't exactly just do like straight cash, like straight go get my paper cash check. But what I would do if I were you, and I need to quit ranting on, I need to quit rambling on, I'm going too long here. But instead of doing like paper cash check, what I would do if I were you, I would go ahead and I would just go ahead and start an account of any kind. Even if you gotta just do let's say a small, just a small checking account, and just kind of like get the money directly deposited in that checking account, then take it kind of out almost immediately. And really, when it comes down to it, I hate to say it, but if you ever notice, you can kind of tell who made it through the crisis. And some of the ones that made it through the crisis is First Citizens Bank, Truist, which was BB&T. They bought out that other bank. I can't remember the name of that bank. But anyway, they bought out the other bank. So if you look at which bank it was that was paying the most amount of money, which one made it through the most, then that's who you need to go to. But anyway, take it easy, be good at it, and I'm going to just go ahead and cut it off here. But like I said, keep an eye out, check and see on your bank, start thinking maybe it's about time for you to get out. There was even some problems with H&R Block. They have a little card where people were just getting their money directly deposited on one of those cards. They were having trouble. The American Express, which is something I recommended in the past, got big trouble for stealing people's money through American Express. What they were doing, I don't know how they stole the money, but anyway, they stole people's money, and they got fined $250 million, and they were forced to pay it all back, all the money they stole from these people. And Wells Fargo has been caught up in the same thing. Well, for Citibank, it's been caught up in the same thing. So basically, the big banks have all been caught up in this stuff. So just keep an eye out. Make sure that that you're watching out for banks that are FCC. It's in with the FCC. So just make sure that you're you're looking at what bank you go to. You might be better off to go with a local little credit union or something like that, because the local little credit union would be better off. Anyway, be good at it, take it easy, and just do what you gotta do, man. Try to survive in this world, brother. That's tough these days.